Well, hello there, Libra. It is so good to see you. I'm Mary Sue, and I'm so grateful that you're here. So today we are doing your February love reading. So this is good for now until about mid-March. We'll take a look at the overall energies with the oracle cards, and then we'll move to the tarot for more details. And if you're enjoying the content that I create, I'd really appreciate it if you would consider liking, commenting, or subscribing. I really do appreciate all of your support. Okay, so let's see what we have. Crow Spirit, co-create with Spirit, and receiving. Every day it becomes easier to receive the highest divine plan and to trust my inner guidance. Okay, so here's the theme of this. Okay, is that the divine, the spirit, spirit guides and angels are all trying to work with you at this time, Libra. Now, sometimes these energies come out when we are trying to attract in new love, or if we are trying to, kind of reunite or heal a past relationship. Okay, and it does not have to be in romance. It could be in any sector of your life, because our relationships, okay, the love sector is really all of our relationships, whether they're romantic, family, friend, or even ourself. So I love this energy because I feel like, yeah, this is really for those of you that are trying to heal perhaps some group dynamic. Okay, so this could be a family situation. It could even be if you are if you were in a committed relationship and you had children with that person and now you're no longer with that person, right? About maybe trying to reconnect the family energy or an extended family, or it could even be a little bit of that energy of trying to reconnect work employees or something like that. There's a group dynamic here because you have behind a mask, and then you have community, and then the Six of Swords. Trying to take, I feel like you've been kind of hiding your feelings a little bit here about this situation, right? It could be that when you're with these people, you may be putting on a happy face, but there is this energy that there's a lot of turmoil, okay? A little bit of turmoil in some type of group dynamic that you are dealing with at this time. So once again, it could be your immediate family, extended family. It could even be like where you kind of live, or your work dynamics, right? There's this energy that there's something underneath, that is perhaps, it's like you want to say something, and Libra, you're such a peacemaker, right? Peacekeeper. It's almost like you're not saying anything. You're almost pretending everything is okay. But I feel like there's something that you want to say, perhaps want to heal in this situation. It's listening to your intuition, listening to the guidance that you are receiving at this time. I feel like this is going to take a little bit of courage, and there's almost this energy here where you say what you have to say out of the blue. Like you send a text, and it's kind of like you write the text, you think to yourself, should I really send it? And then you push send, right? Or the same thing with the email. You may take some time creating an email, and you're like, I don't know. I'm not sure I'm going to send it. And then all of a sudden you get some type of intuitive hit, and you're like, send, And I feel like your heart is like palpitating at this time. It takes a lot of courage to be the one that stands up and says something about whatever is going on in this dynamic. Yeah, you have fork in the road, and it is. And this is all faded, and I feel like you have been wanting, okay, this for some time, because we have by the book, law of attraction. It is a faded relationship. Okay, so once again, like a soul contract, family situation, romance, a romantic situation, but taking action. It's like, I can't sit you could have been thinking about this for some time with fork in the road, but then it's kind of like, I have to take action. Yeah, dropping the burdens of something that has happened in the past, no longer hiding. Yeah, there's this sense that you may have been hiding your feelings for some time, and it's about putting it out there, what it is that you have to say. Now, for some of you, Libra, it could be switched, right? It could be the person that you have dealt with in the past is suddenly sending you a text, sending you an email, telling you how they feel in this situation. And I do, yeah, 6 of Cups on the bottom. Yeah, it's definitely family, either family oriented or somebody that you have, perhaps are separated from or in conflict with in a romantic relationship. Strength card again. This is huge. Yeah. I feel there's somebody here. Yeah. 2 of Cups. Somebody is really sad in this situation. I honestly, Libra, I think both people are. Okay. Both you and this other person. But I feel like there is almost this sense of hiding the feelings, either for you, either you're hiding your feelings or the other person is hiding their feelings, or both of you are hiding your feelings, right? It's taking some courage to see this situation in a different perspective, of understanding, okay, let's get back down to ground. I feel like something got out of control, emotional. There was some, with that serendipity card, usually we think of something coming in quickly. I feel like somebody spoke too quickly or acted too quickly in this relationship. And it's kind of like something could have been said or done in the past, and it's kind of like they'd like to just take it back. Because at that moment, things changed, right? That was part of the fated wheel here. And so I feel like they're coming back, or you're going back and trying to explain. There's almost this sense of, I misspoke, I did something out of the blue, and maybe it was taken the wrong way. There's this sense of seeing the different perspective, or perhaps this person overreacted. It's kind of like, okay, I needed some time. I had to go sit and think about this, but now I see a different perspective. Yeah, and whoever is speaking, it's taking a lot of courage. There is a lot of courage here. Somebody may have misspoken, misstepped, and they want to, it's almost like a peace offering. It really is. Yeah. So your obstacle here is strategy and planning. Once again, it's almost like strategizing. I really feel, Libra, like for some of you, there's something that you want to say to somebody else. It does not mean that you misspoke or something. It could be that you're just seeing maybe a different, higher. This is like very spiritual. With the crow spirit here, it's almost like you're seeing this on a spiritual level, and it's not so grounded, right? And it's kind of like for a long time, you could have been seeing this only in the 3D, how this person or these people hurt you or something like that. Now you're understanding about soul contracts. You're understanding that all of that helped you to open up, to receive more wisdom, to more understanding of yourself and relationships. And it's then being able to take that information and see this in a more loving capacity, right? It does not mean that you have to reunite with these people, right? It's about understanding that I understand why this all played out. You're understanding the silver linings, because the 6 of Swords is about understanding, seeing the silver linings in this dispute, in this situation, in this relationship, being able to garner the lesson and being able to move on from it. Okay, so let's take a look at this. Yeah. It's the same thing. Yeah, there's a lot of pain here, but I don't feel like you're the only one in pain. I think that may be, Libra, it's kind of like your heart is so tender. The lion we think of with the tender heart, you're so tender in this situation. I think it's taken you some time to realize that the other people in the situation are also in pain. You know, that no matter what anybody is saying or doing, they're really and truly not happy not having you in their life, right? It's understanding, wow, this is really intense. For if you're resonating with this, you know, understanding that there's a lot of pain in this situation, and that, you know, pain can be healed. You know, sometimes it takes time because we have the Nine of Wands, right? Sometimes it takes time. Sometimes we do have to move on without people, but it's about healing that pain, looking at this in a different perspective, of seeing the love in the situation instead of the pain in the situation. Because I feel like for some time there has been this energy of just kind of dragging this out. It's like a long time perhaps since you have spoken to this person. Just dragging this out. Understanding you can't go to the next stage unless you can get to the point of seeing what has happened, the silver linings of what has happened here. Because as we go to the advice, yeah, it's about, I feel like for a lot of you, it's about healing ancestral wounds, because you have round and round. It's understanding that if you are here, perhaps as part of your soul contract, to break the ancestral wounds, right? It's for instance, if, you know, everybody in your family, you know, for generations has gotten divorced and then moved, you know, that like they never spoke to their ex again, or there was family fallout after the divorces or something like that, and you're going through a divorce, right? Okay, say you're going through the divorce. There we have a family card. So it's about, okay, I don't want to just repeat the same patterns that showed up in my family ancestry. It's about, okay, wait a minute, I'm here to kind of break this. Maybe you're still getting a divorce, okay? But you're saying, okay, but I also want to keep the family dynamic together. Or perhaps in the past, right, you have had, you know, difficult situations with siblings, and you see that as patterns in your ancestry. And it's kind of like, okay, that's not what I want for my family, right? It's kind of like, you know, even if you are kind of estranged from your siblings, right? Your children, perhaps even your adult children, you're kind of like fostering that energy of siblings helping each other, of staying connected, at least on some level. You're understanding that, you know, I feel like for some of you, you're at this fork in the road. You're looking at it and you're seeing the pattern. I get whatever the pattern is that you're seeing in your relationship sector. You're seeing the pattern and you're trying to choose. Do I try to break this pattern? Because it's a lot of work. To break an ancestral wound, to break an ancestral pattern is a lot of work. For some of you, you may say no. For others of you, you're going to say, I have the courage. I have the courage to take a look at the situation in a very loving way, of understanding that you are a leader for this group dynamic and taking that action, knowing this is fated. This is on your path. This is part of who you are and what you are here to do. And, you know, I think it's interesting, Libra, because you are the peacekeeper, the peacemaker, right? You like harmony. And so I think it's really interesting that this is coming out in your reading as if maybe you've incarnated in order. And it could be, you know, Libra, that perhaps at this time you're saying, oh, yeah, but the pattern has already been repeated in my generation or my children's generation. But then it's about, okay, what can I do? How can I look at this in a different way? How can I look at this in a loving way? Instead of just, well, that's the way it is in our family. right? It's about looking at it in a different way. Wow. This is a really spiritual reading. If this is resonating with you, right? I do feel like you are the one that can take the burdens, okay? And say, okay, let's be the leader. Let's drop the burdens of the conflict, right? Of carrying the conflict. Because I feel like the problem is that when we have ancestral wounds like this, everybody in the family, once again, is carrying this burden. Whether they appear to be carrying it or not, okay? Everybody is carrying this burden. It's almost as if you can step in and be the leader and say, you know what? We can look at this in a different perspective. We can take another look at it and say to ourselves, how can we start anew, right? With the Ace of Pentacles, how can we break the pattern? How can we move forward? And of course, you know, you may not be able to say it exactly like that to the people in your family or whoever this situation is with, right? But it is understanding that you are the one that can take the first steps in order to put this on a healing journey and to break ancestral wounds. All right, so let's pull one more card for advice. And Libra, I do personal readings. So if you're interested, the link is in the description box below. I'd really be honored to do a reading for you. All right. Oh my goodness. I cannot believe this card came out, and it's the number 33. It really is a soul contract. Intentions, okay, is the number 3. And then it says this is a blessing in disguise. That is what you are seeing. You are seeing that everything that has gone down has really been a blessing in disguise, right? Be patient and have faith that your angels have this situation under control. What will come is far better than you dared to dream. I feel like for some of you, you could be like, no, I've washed my hands of this. I'm walking away. It's coming back. Okay, the energies are coming back, and we have Pluto moving into Aquarius in March. This is coming back because this is fated. It's almost as if you cannot move into your next chapter until you help to heal this situation in whatever capacity you can. You may not be able to bring everybody back together, but it's almost this energy of doing what you can, okay, to heal this situation. And instead of, no, because they're showing me this, okay? So if you're resonating, I think it is about stepping into your courage and knowing that you are a leader in this. Spirit is working through you to help heal this ancestral wound. All right, I am going to leave it there. I wish you so much love and light, Libra, and I hope to see you again really soon. Happy Valentine's Day. Bye for now.